So, let's say the unthinkable happens and you find yourself without a tuner. You lost it, it broke in the middle of a performance, whatever the reason, you don't have a tuner and your guitar is not in tune. What are you going to do? Well, there are a couple of things that you can do to tune your guitar without a tuner, but it does require that you get at least one string of your guitar perfectly in tune. And to do this, you need a reference pitch. So if you're in a band situation, you can say, hey bass player, give me a low E, and tune your low E to their low E, or you can match any other instrument. As long as you know that their note is in tune, you're good. Or you can match to a keyboard, or even recorded music, CD, MP3, 8-track Victrola, whatever you have, as long as you know that the pitch that you're matching is perfectly in tune. For myself, whenever I didn't have a tuner around all the time, I would tune to the beginning of Enter Sandman by Metallica, because it's just a long, sustained low E for a really long time that I knew was in tune on the record. So I would tune to that, and then you tune the rest of your strings in relation to that one that you know is right. So here's the trick. I've got my low E tuned to a tuner, so I know that it's right. And this will work with any of the strings. We're just going to start with low E for this example. You'll see how any of the other ones will work as we go through this. So start with my low E, and I'm going to play the 5th fret on my low E, which is going to give us an A. Now we know that the next string down after our E string is our A string. So when I play the 5th fret on the E string, it should sound exactly the same as the next string down, open. As you can hear, that's not quite even close to in tune. But they should be exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let both those notes ring and reach my other hand up and tune the open string to match the note that I'm playing on the E string. And now they're the same. And you'll continue to do that moving on down the line. You'll take your A string, play the 5th fret, and then play your open D string. And as you can hear, that's also wildly out of tune, so I'm going to do the same thing, repeating the process. Now, if you've never matched pitches before, if you're having a hard time telling whether or not the two notes are exactly the same, what you're listening for is a warbling sound when you play the two notes together. Listen closely, you'll hear a little wah, 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 wah in the pitch. And we're trying to get that to go away. The farther away from being in tune the notes are, the faster that wah wah is going to be. And then as they get closer and closer to in tune, that wah wah is going to slow down, and your goal is to get it to go away completely. So let's pay attention to that wah 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 sound. And then it goes away, we know we're in tune. And then we'll do the same thing with the next set of strings. Now, when we get to the G string, we're not going to play the 5th fret, because the G and the B string, for whatever reason, have a different relationship with each other than all the other strings do. So when we get to the G string, we're going to play the 4th fret, not the 5th fret of the G string, and then the open B string. And then when we get to the B string and the high E string, it's going to be the 5th fret of the B string and the high E string open. So we should be mostly in tune now. And it's pretty darn close. It's not exactly as close as it would be with a tuner, but it's good enough for government work.